हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। दिस इज मी देवांग जाधव और आज हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसे व्यक्ति के बारे में हु इज वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट वॉरियर्स ऑफ आवर कंट्री, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज।
इंग्रजनी जंब पर राघवसु अंब पर रावण स अंब पर रघुकुल
In 1627, India was under Islamic occupation. In the north, there was Shah Jahan. In Golconda, there was Sultan Abdullah Qutub Shah, and in Bijapur, there was Adil Shah. So the Deccan region में जो सुल्तान थे, they preferred to have Muslim officers. On the other hand, जो Portuguese थे, उनका control ports पे था. So they don't allow any Muslim officers from Central Asia to North Africa. As a region, जितने भी सुल्तान थे, उन्हें locals को hire करना पड़ता था in their army. और ऐसे एक मराठा कमांडर आदिल शाह की आर्मी में थे, जिनका नाम था शाहजी राजे भोसले. So in the year 1630, in Shivneri Fort, a son was born to Shizabai and Shahji Raje Bhosle and was named as Shivaji and would later grow up to be known as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Shahji Raje was always away in Shivaji's childhood as he was an integral part of Bijapur's Adil Shah's army. Shivaji Maharaj had two role models while growing up: his mother Jizabai and Guru Dadoji Kondev. Dadoji Kondev taught him warfare tactics, which kind of horses to use during the war, and all the other things related to warfare. On the other hand, Jizabai taught him about the Hindu religious scripts. Guru Dadoji Kondev thought that just like his father, Shivaji would join Adil Shah's army. But destiny had some other plans. Shivaji Maharaj always dreamt of establishing an independent kingdom. So, to establish an independent kingdom, he need to fulfill the following criteria. The first criteria is to stay away from the powerful kingdoms. The second criteria, to understand the agricultural importance of that particular area. And number third, to understand the topography of that area so that guerrilla warfare tactics can be used. Shivaji Maharaj fulfilled these three criteria by forming a group of loyal supporters who were local peasants called Mauris. Shivaji Maharaj knew the importance of capturing forts. Therefore, he captured forts like Torna, Kondana and Sakan. Such act of Shivaji Maharaj made Adil Shah furious. As a result, Shahji Raje Bhosle were arrested. Due to this, Shivaji Maharaj didn't attack Adil Shah for 7 years. In these 7 years, he met influential people and told them about the importance of Swaraj. Swaraj meant self-independence and importance of establishing an independent kingdom. To stop the growing influence of Shivaji's Swaraj, Bijapur's Badi Saiba sent an Afghan commander, Afzal Khan. Afzal Khan, the Afghan commander, was well known for his brutal strength and cruelty. To make Shivaji fight in the open, as Shivaji Maharaj were living in Pratapgarh. Pratapgarh is a fort which is located on top of a mountain and is surrounded by dense forest. This makes it suitable and a strategic location for guerrilla warfare. To make Shivaji fight in the open, Afzal Khan killed many innocent people and destroyed many places of Hindu worship. Shivaji Maharaj were there in Pratapgarh and they were smart enough to stay in Pratapgarh as it had its strategic importance to stay in Pratapgarh. Pratapgarh had a strategic location for guerrilla warfare. Afzal Khan made a plan to kill Shivaji. Shivaji Maharaj decided to meet Afzal Khan at Machi. Machi is a place which is similar to a plateau which was located in Pratapgarh. Both Shivaji Maharaj and Afzal Khan were accompanied by their servants and bodyguards. When both Afzal Khan and Shivaji Maharaj finally met, Afzal Khan hugged Shivaji in order to embrace his love towards Shivaji. But Afzal Khan had made a plan to kill Shivaji. While both of them were hugging, Afzal Khan tried to suffocate Shivaji. But as you know, Shivaji Maharaj were well prepared. He had tiger claws with him. With the help of these tiger claws, he tore apart Afzal Khan's stomach. Afzal Khan was twice as size of Shivaji. In this battle of Pratapgarh, Shivaji's forces decisively defeated Bijapur's Sultanate's forces. Adil Shah was shocked by Afzal Khan's death. Now he sent his general Siddhi Johar. Siddhi Johar's army reached Pannala fort. Siddhi's army surrounded the fort from all sides cutting off all the supply routes. Shivaji tricked Siddhi Johar by convincing him to meet him. Now, a messenger had sent a message to Adil Shah which made Siddhi Johar a traitor. So this internal fight helped Shivaji Maharaj to escape Pannala fort. Now Shivaji Maharaj were on their way to Vishalgarh. Shivaji Maharaj were accompanied by a great Maratha warrior, Baji Prabhu Deshpande. Shivaji Maharaj's army were on their way to Vishalgarh, but Baji Prabhu Deshpande had a message that Siddhi Johar's army are chasing them now. Baji Prabhu Deshpande with 700 men decided to guard the pathway towards Vishalgarh. Vishalgarh was heavily guarded with enemy troops. Shivaji Maharaj had said to Baji Prabhu Deshpande that as soon as you hear the sound of a gunfire, you may ensure that I have reached Vishalgarh safely. Baji Prabhu Deshpande fought with 700 men. Baji Prabhu Deshpande's army killed many of the enemy troops by throwing stones and boulders from the hilltop. Baji Prabhu Deshpande was still waiting for Shivaji Maharaj's response. Shivaji Maharaj had successfully reached the foot of Vishalgarh. Now, but there were enemies already present in Vishalgarh, which Shivaji Maharaj successfully fought with. Siddhi Johar's army, which was attacking Baji Prabhu Deshpande's army, which were guarding the pathway towards Vishalgarh, had successfully failed in their first two attacks. Now, Siddhi Johar was sending his third batch of troops. Siddhi Johar's troops surrounded Baji Prabhu Deshpande with great courage. Though Baji Prabhu Deshpande were covered with blood, he would not withdraw from the pass and continued to fight. Deshpande were fatally injured and were nearly hanging towards death, but he was alive to hear the sound of the gunfire. Finally, the gunfire was heard from Vishalgarh, which meant that Shivaji Maharaj had safely reached Vishalgarh. Unfortunately, Baji Prabhu Deshpande died. Shivaji Maharaj were greatly grieved, and because of such great warriors, Swaraj was born. Now, Bijapur's Badi Begum requested Aurangzeb to help her. Now, Aurangzeb sent his uncle Shaista Khan with 150,000 strong army. Shaista Khan, with his huge army, seized Pune and established his residence at Shivaji's palace, Lal Mahal. Now, Shivaji heard this news. As a result, Shivaji Maharaj, with a troop of 400 followers, marched towards Pune. Shivaji Maharaj entered Pune using a wedding procession as a cover. In the night, Shivaji Maharaj entered the Lal Mahal. Lal Mahal was heavily guarded by Mughals' army. Maharaj knew the secret paths and routes as it was his residence. Maharaj now entered the Lal Mahal and directly attacked Shaista Khan. Shaista Khan saved himself by jumping out of the window, but in that process he lost his 3 fingers as the Maharaj's sword sliced his 3 fingers. Now in the year 1664, Shivaji Maharaj ransacked the city of Surat, which was a wealthy trading center for Mughals. Aurangzeb was furious by this attack, so he sent the 60-year-old Rajput veteran Mirza Raja Jai Singh I with 150,000 strong army. In this battle, unfortunately, Shivaji Maharaj lost. As a result, Shivaji Maharaj had to give up his 23 forts and pay a compensation of 400k mudras to Mughals. Maharaj, with his 9-year-old son, had to go to Agra. It was decided that to keep Maharaj under control, he will be given a place in the Mughal court. Aurangzeb made a mistake by humiliating Shivaji Maharaj and placed him under house arrest. Maharaj cunningly made a strategy by acting as if he was ill. He requested to send daily shipments of sweets and gifts to saints and fakirs in Agra for his health and to get blessings. One day, Shivaji Maharaj, disguised as a labourer carrying sweet basket, escaped with his son Sambhaji. He escaped and finally reached Raigad. From the year 1671 to 1674, Aurangzeb tried everything to defeat Shivaji Maharaj, but he failed terribly. Finally, the day arrived. On 6 June 1674, Shivaji Maharaj was crowned as the king of Marathas in Raigad by Gagha Bhatt. Tilak, Jainava and Vedic chanting customs were not followed for centuries were revived. It was not only about his military achievements that made him great. He was an excellent administrator, never discriminated anyone on the basis of religion, or caste, and lot of his generals were Muslims, including his personal bodyguards. Shivaji Maharaj never disrespected women or used them as a war strategy. He introduced guerrilla warfare. He had a strategic mind to build a navy and a network of forts. And these are the reasons why I call him the greatest warrior of our country. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
सहस बाह पर राम गिजराज है